Hello there, it's Backseat from the Edit here. This stream is for my first playthrough of the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a huge content update for the original 2013 walking simulator that became this video on the Backseat Streams channel. Me acting like the bucket was some sort of reincarnation of Freddy Fazbear in a different metallic form may in fact be the origin of the Freddy running joke phenomenon thing that we do on the channel. So a fun little bit of potential channel history in this one. I hope you enjoy. So this is the Stanley Parable. If you've never heard of the Stanley Parable, you've never played it before, you know nothing about what the Stanley Parable is, I would suggest playing it yourself. It does cost money, it's a paid game. I would suggest playing it yourself. I mean, a stream will probably be fun, but as I've already played it before, I may be skipping the base experience. So if you want to get like the experience from the ground up, I would say play it yourself. But if you've played it before, or if you've played Ultra Deluxe before, then this stream should be fine for you. Okay, let's begin the game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So here we are. Yes, normally I have the volume a little bit lower, but this game is all about the talking. So I will keep the volume a little bit higher at the request of Tronmo and others. Yeah, they didn't even remaster the first cutscene. Oh, wait. My controller? Does it not have controller support? I used the controller for the menus. One second. Maybe I'm just not clicked on the game. There we go. That would explain it. Okay, we are back. I just wasn't clicked on the game. Stanley doesn't have any legs. I could tap on the computer. That doesn't do anything now. Okay, so now we leave the office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now this is very odd. There's no one at work.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
You see, but co-workers are content. And I need content. I'm not a content creator. I'm a content leech. I need content to siphon my humor from. Where's the content? Co-workers? Anybody? Content? Sad. Hello? Sadly not.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Well, we all know how this is going to go, right? The narrator was so bad at architecture that even his apparently simple instructions led to people being confused.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Stanley trailblazes on his own path. He doesn't follow omnipotent narrators.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Yep. This is where we came to. We wanted the staff room ending. The staff room.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Well, it's got to be worth it somewhat, because the world's #1 dad comes here. There are so many dads, and the best dad of all comes here.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Are there any other #1s? Oh my god, what is that? I can't pick that up. I want to see if there's any...
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Oh, I can duck. Coffee nut. No, look, narrator, you're just giving me exactly what I want. You're giving me all the content. I don't believe you. I think there's one more line of dialogue. Why can't I can, like, press keys. Even though there's nothing... There is no computer anymore, but I can still press keys. Okay. What is this? Soupy Doopy has resubscribed for 1 month. That's the second month, Soupy. Thank you very much. Normally, Soupy is giving other people subscribers, so it's funny that someone who's probably given the most money to the channel, or at least probably the most money to the channel, has only subscribed twice herself.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room.
All right.
And took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Oh, the first open door on the left? Okay, so this is where the plot is, which is why we're not going to go there.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Stanley is very good at directions. He's just following my directions, narrator. I am in control of Stanley. You think you're in control of Stanley? Ha! I have the reins. Volt the Protogen says hello, hello.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
How about I get off on the wrong
platform? I realize
platform?
that investing in your... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Everyone in chat, am I powerful? That was a pretty power move, right? I'm pretty powerful. I'm feeling strong. I'm feeling buff.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Crunchy
What could it
legs.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, narrator, you win. You win.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Sorry, my finger slipped.
Perhaps he wanted to stop.
I'm sorry,
by the employee
narrator.
lounge first,
Genuinely, I'm
just to
sorry.
admire it.
That was a mistake. My bad.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. But eager to get back to business,
It happens.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
There we go.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. You want me to go down, yeah? Still typing away. Oh, talk of the devil. So Nugget TM has just given
back to the office.
a waterfall of bits.
About and get even further
And
off track.
Soupy Doopy
So now in order to get back,
has
he needed
gifted
to go,
a sub to Flying Gabriella and TB. Where are we going?
From here, it's left.
All right.
Oh no, it's to the right. My mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
3
Oh,
subs.
dear, would you hold on for a
Did
minute, please?
I thought you just subscribed yourself. Oh no, yeah, you gifted one to Crostimil as well.
So we went down.
Crostimil,
right,
welcome.
Left, down, left, right. Yep. Okay. Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
But is it though? If I go a different way, is it actually a different way? Are you fibbing once again, narrator? I don't trust you and your tricks. Your tricksy tricks. Fine. Or maybe there's a secret ending. Maybe there's the door handle ending. Super Duper gifted another sub to Alt Nick. See, this is what I'm talking about. Super gives out so many subs that apparently she's only ever treated herself to 2. Maybe Super doesn't actually like the channel. Maybe Super's like, I'm not going to subscribe to the channel. I don't want to burden myself with that.
No. This
But
isn't
I'll put
right
the
at
burden
all.
on
We're
other
not supposed
people.
to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Oh,
Quick, Stanley,
sorry,
close your
chat.
eyes.
Spoils.
Okay.
All right, I'm banning the narrator. Banning the narrator for spoilers.
Who am
Mods,
I
can you
kidding?
ban the narrator for
It's
spoilers,
all
please?
rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
All right, banning narrator for spoils.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where are we going? I guess we're gonna go to the doorways again. Microwaved banana peel. Guess you're late. You're pretty much on time. We've only just started. Oh.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Yeah, no, this is not just a new narrator, because we did ban the old narrator. This is me doing the narrator's parts. I'm just reading out the subtitles. I know we sound very similar. Okay, let's find content. Okay. This is content. Someone made that. That's pretty good. More content. Now that's content. Oh.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Okay,
Why
one second. I haven't finished. Well, at this point, this is just recycled content. It is Soupy!
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Soupy is gifting more subs. This one to I Eat Shorts. Welcome, I Eat Shorts. Soupy, thanks once again. Okay, well, I guess let's try this again. Narrator, get your stuff together, please.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Narrator, there best be some content. You see this room? You see this void of content? Every door is a content, as they say in the Bible. And this room is devoid of it. So therefore, it's going to hell. Oh, here's some content. I did it, guys. I contented. Any more? Any more content? Oh, there's more. There's an email window. Oh, it feels so good.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I can't believe you're blue-hauling me. I'm looking for more content and I'm totally blue-hauled. Oh.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all.
I think it's Half-Life 2.
Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yes!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot
Okay, guys,
of hard
thanks for
work,
coming along.
and it really
I'll see you next time.
Good. I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay, guys, we're New Game Plus. New Game Plus, I've kept all my upgrades. I do need to redo the skill tree, but at least I've got all my weapons and armor. Oh! The content is this way. Well, this is new. This is definitely new content. I'm happy to be...
The line knows
I know,
where the story
TM.
is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Oh.
Here's a thought.
I'm
Wouldn't
destiny.
wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination
Secret
is inevitably
content.
conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
Okay.
Now, we can both agree that the nature
Nobody
of
tell
existence
him.
is in fact a byproduct
Nobody
of one's
tell him.
subjective
I'm
experience
going
of
offline.
that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence
noticed.
rests inside of your subjective
what?
experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative, experiential, mental, subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize.
Oh, no. Oh, well, I did find more content.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Ah, we found the end of the line. Wow. This really was the best content. We don't have a lot of this song. I hope you're buckling up. That's not ray traced. Always check your side paths. Corporate imbalances. Budget analysis. Oh, here's the line.
Right, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
Oh my god, I can't believe I missed this content.
This fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Seven, 28, 29, about 30 stalks, and leaves. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 per leaf. So 27 times 30. This is all important, guys. It's very important. I need to update the wiki, okay? About the fern. Somebody come back to me with how many leaves if it's 27 leaves per 30 stalks.
We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
810, good.
Is any of this ringing a bell?
Okay, 810 leaves. Remember that, chat. It's very important. Oh, wow. I can get up on this box. Whoa, whoa. Oh, can't go in here. Okay, where's the...
Oh, no, not again.
Okay,
Line,
mods,
how
ban
could
the
you have
line.
done this to us? And after we trusted you.
Ban the line for
after
spoilers.
Everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Line banned. No, Line, you're banned. Get out of here, Line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's
Ban
it
the
ever
line.
done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
No, how about this one? Or this one? Or this one? Let's... Wait. Who farted? Oh, look, here's the number one dad. I guess he's got like a mug for his desk and a mug for the staff room. 345 is the best dad. I mean, when you're the best dad, I think you deserve 2 mugs, you know?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay. Around this corner will be a dinosaur, but this dinosaur can talk. Why can this dinosaur talk? Well, because a man from the year 30,000 AD went back in time with a English grammar for beginners course book, and over several weeks taught the T-Rex how to speak. Now, the T-Rex's name...
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
How many alts does the line have? We just cannot get rid of this guy. So many alts. Can we IP ban the line? Is it possible? Is such a feat possible? Okay, it's gone. It's gone. I'm assuming the mods did that.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important, we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go,
how about I do this?
A reverse door that
just to
leads here.
spite you.
And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one.
Okay, left or right. Mods, start a bet, or start a poll.
Stanley,
the left or right door, which one do we want to go through? Left or right? Start a poll. I'll start a poll if you can't start a poll, mods. Left or right? It's the most important choice in the game, I think. Which one do we want to go through? Door, left or right? It's very important, guys. This could affect the entire playthrough. So make sure you bet with your heart and your mind. Don't just pick one. You need a balance of both. Left is always right, says Microwaved Banana Peel. Tremax says, Rigth is always Rigth. It's good. Leafed says I eat shorts. Left because I'm left-handed. Damn your rapscallions. Left. Left or right. Just came back. There is only one open. Damn it. Okay, fine. Fine, narrator. Fine. Oh, all right, fine. Let's do it.
Oh, hold up. What's this?
Oh.
Confusion ending.
Okay, we went through the left door.
That's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Deeps, this is the dinosaur's coming. It better be.
Okay.
Where's my dinosaur?
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
I
I'm not
would.
quite sure if we're in the destination.
It's very light
or
on
the
dinosaurs,
journey.
but
they're always saying that life
it is a story.
about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Jesus. That scared me. That was just in the left ear. It sounded like a truck was just blasting through my window. My God. Ow. My left ear. Ouch.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now, is the story back? Is the story back where it belongs? Aha!
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, the story is back. Tronmo, the good left one. I guess we'll use it here, right? If left won the poll, then I guess we'll do it here. Tronmo's saying blue door. I don't know what blue door means. You're just saying blue door to me.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
Okay, let's do what Tronmo said.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
And jump off the catwalk.
Sublime,
jump off the lift onto the catwalk.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on
Everyone's
his
just
left.
saying blue door. Blue door. I don't know what the blue door is. Yeah, no, I would have taken the left
Stanley
door.
was so bad
But
at
I
following
like the idea of
directions,
jumping
it's
off
incredible
this
he wasn't
onto the
5
catwalk
years ago.
instead.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Here we
but
go.
The fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please.
Are they down here?
Stop. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you.
Oh, no.
To show you something beautiful.
The line!
Let me prove it.
You're
Let me
banned!
prove
Get
that
out of
I'm
here!
on your side. Give me a chance.
What do I have to do to get rid of you, line? You're supposed to be gone! Oh, man. Alright, let's keep going. Oh no! We'd already failed. Before we knew, we'd already failed.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay, now a lot of stuff suddenly makes a lot more sense. A lot of people saying blue door. A lot of people saying blue door. Go to the purple door. What if there is a door over here? Is there a secret? No, there's not a secret purple door. Okay, blue door. Everyone's saying blue door. Red out of spite is
Perhaps you
tempting.
misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Because do you understand what we're playing? We're playing, like, Galaxy Brain Stanley Parable here. Because I've got the narrator telling me to go through the red door. And so I want to rebel and not go through the red door. But then I've got everyone in chat saying blue door. So I want to rebel and not go through the blue door. So now I'm like, okay, so who do I rebel against? Do I rebel against the game? Or do I rebel against the chat? Or the other way around? Like, I kind of want to go through the red door to annoy chat, but the blue door will annoy the narrator. Who do I value upsetting the most? I'd really like to upset chat. Could I upset both and go through here? I need a key card.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Fine.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay, here we go.
There we go. A third option.
Wow.
This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
God, David Cage must have made this game. I mean, this is tempting. I've got to be honest, this is tempting. But this is also tempting. Oh, God damn it!
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay, well, Real critical feedback. I think you haven't finished the wall textures. You haven't even got them on the right way round here. So I can't rate it any more than a 2. It would have been 3 because of 3 doors, but it's unfinished, so you're a lazy game developer, so a 2.
Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain.
Not yet.
Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
What have you got?
Let's take a look.
Oh, Neil! Well done, Neil. If you're in the chat, Neil, well done. Was Logan Paul there? Did I see Mr. Logan Paul as one of them? Mussolini? I mean, look, the dead rat is one thing, but I can't believe Mussolini's a gamer. Oh, that's a shame.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Okay, what have we got here?
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
That is a high-res baby.
If you reach the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice.
I think they used the quick
But of
select
course,
tool
the message
from
of the game
Photoshop.
only becomes clear once you've
It's
been
got those
playing
kind
it
of
for about
artifacts
4
around the
hours.
edge.
So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
But how important is this plant? How will I know how to plant? Oh, no baby. But how will I know the lore if I don't know how important the plant is? Like, can I... Okay, I can look at the plant at the same time. I hope all you earphone enjoyers are enjoying the right earphone experience of this farting, squeaking baby. Okay, I think I've come up with the best method.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well,
baby
I don't
looks
know what to
fine,
do.
though.
I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think.
That
of a
baby
single
JPEG
thing
has
that
never
might
looked
improve the
better.
experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done.
Baby.gif looks
Thank you for
great.
playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game, just to ease the pain? Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your
Oh, so you play as me?
Perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose.
Ah, it is me.
Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental
Who watches the
depravity.
Firewatch?
So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Who watches the Firewatch? Who watches the Firewatch? Who firewatches the Firewatch? Okay, let's venture out into the Firewatch. Looking good, Firewatch. I guess let's explore properly. I can still type. My typing button is still activated. Okay, good, let's go.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
The sky's the limit. This way.
It is. It's an open world game.
Yes.
Good God, quickly, block it off.
No! No!
Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing.
Oh, it's
that
so
big,
close.
Open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game.
Dang
Preferably
it.
something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Spider-Man. Let's play Spider-Man PS4.
Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Spider-Man PS4. Come on, big money. Oh.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Well, I'm going to score a goal.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars
Goals
here
coming
in the
up,
back,
guys.
But obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley,
Here comes the
I
goal.
think it's sports ball. Oh, what
Buckle up.
fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely
So
we
close
must.
now.
Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
We did it!
Hold on. What are you doing?
Oh my god, there's a thing here. I didn't know.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back. We still have so much.
Uh-oh. I've entered the deep code. At least the walls are on the right way here. Oh, it is dark, isn't it? Oh, I fell again. How deep in the code can we go? I guess this deep. Oh god. Okay. Content. What is that? Okay, we can't go there yet. Here we go! Beautiful. Beautiful content in its element. In its purest form. Okay. I'm out of options. I've devoured the content for all it's worth.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Or, what if we had... Okay, we're back. We got sucked back to the start. TB says Kanye West added me on Discord. Is this a YouTube thumbnail in the making? Kanye West added me on Discord at 3 a.m. Not clickbait. Poransuki says my eyes hurt. Is that because it was so dark?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, people are talking about door 420.
Stanley went
Very
around
funny.
touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
But it was good memes. I've inputted more content. All the content. All these computers. Just waiting to be interacted with in a contentful way. I hate Mondays. Who doesn't? Door 430, people are saying? Door 440? Just so many doors. Alright, let's go. Be my Valentine. Now that is a very presumptuous mug. Content? Content?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
New content. Oh!
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Give me it. Let me sup from the teat of content.
Step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Okay. I guess there's only one way to go.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Can't wait.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Do it.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
See, me and the narrator, we are the same person, aren't we? We are just the same.
All right, let's see, it's the jump circle?
I jump out. I can! I'm gonna get on that table, chat. Alright, well, it's good content. I like the timer. It definitely, definitely new.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
I'm sure there's gonna be a grapple hook just around this corner.
Goodness.
Here comes the dinosaur.
Elevator. Stanley, I have to say, Initial
Here
impressions
comes
of
the
this
dinosaur.
game are not
Here
positive.
comes
It's
the dinosaur.
just elevators
Here
and
he comes.
jumping.
Here he comes.
Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
Here we go.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Okay. Dinosaur, grappling hook, fern. Oh.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar.
Huh?
And don't
But has
get me
anyone else
started
done
on
this?
the level of craftsmanship that's
This is
gone into
content
it.
that wasn't
In fact,
possible
I'm
until
looking
now.
right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about.
Let's do it,
No
folks.
frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I say yes, but I'm having a pretty good time interacting. There's content about.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
I don't think so. When have I ever listened to you, buddy?
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
Nope, don't want to see it. Who needs new content?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
We
knew
haven't
it
even
perfectly
interacted with
well.
the old
Perhaps he
content.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door.
I'm
on
not
his
sus,
left.
I don't vent chat.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in
Didn't break my
control of
fall.
the story and
The
no
boxes
one
didn't
gets to
break my
tell him what
fall.
to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged
Damn
to his
it.
death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, worth a shot.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Okay. Only this once, okay? I'm gonna be sus once. And no more. No more than once. Stanley vented. I was on
Okay,
duty
you
in
remember
electrical.
how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
So that was all the game. Thanks everyone for coming. There's got to be more content in this room. Oh my god.
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
But what if I glitched out of bounds? And then I would have an open world game. I'm so close to one. Now, that vent makes me think that where there's a vent, there's a glitch. I mean, the wall's kind of jiggling me a little bit, but I don't think that's doing anything. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, here we go. Come on. Up the wall. Up the wall. I was kind of getting up. There we go. This isn't security breach. Are you so sure? Are you so sure? Ah, nearly. If only we had a jump circle, indeed. If only we had a jump circle. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm making some progress. What is... Come on! Type, Stanley. Type like you've never typed before. No. But look at all that content going unexplored. It breaks my heart. But what if I did it over here? What if I did it here? What if I did like a speedrun trick and crouched and then uncrouched? Look at this glitch. Most glitchy playthrough of Stanley Parable ever. What a jape. What lols. We found the glitch, everyone. Point and laugh. What about over here? Look at that! Look at the clipping. Look at the stick clipping into the other stick. We broke the game. What are these game developers thinking?
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched?
Why is
Back
that in
then,
Russian?
Video games had integrity.
We're in the
Back
Russian...
then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
We're in the Russian version of the Steam page. For some reason. Oh yeah, that's one of the endings. Well done. Stanley Parable written on in permanent marker. What does that mean? Does a BAFTA actually have that at the end, on the inside, that like atomic circle? Mozilla Firefox. Less. Ah. A $1 bill for some reason? Sure. Oh my god, 50% off designer hats? Ah, but a small creature owns the other half. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. It's always with the small creatures. You know what this means, chat? Where can I work my body up on?
Je suis dans la mémorizo.
My God. Oh, there's a hamster called Stanley. That's sweet. I'm sorry I have to walk on your grave, but I've got to find content.
C'est là, dans la mémorizo, où je me remémore les jours où je t'ai rencontré, mon amour.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing.
Massive Persona
it's
vibes.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Damn it! What, now I can't be sus? I could be sus to my heart's content, but now I can't? Ugh. Fine. Who's that? Oh! Is that the person who sees Stanley's body and goes to work in that one ending?
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect.
Well,
It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. It just needed to be left alone, to spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
now a 9 out of 10 isn't perfect, narrator. Maybe that jump circle gives us the one extra point for true perfection. Soupy Doopy, thanks for the sub. It's to Tramac. Tramac, enjoy the sub. I think of the Stanley Parable as a sort of video game analogue for Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze's brilliant film adaptation, which gently mocked the ways in which so many films manipulate audiences with formulaic plot twists and situations in which characters learn huge life lessons, while simultaneously moving me with its formulaic plot twists and situations in which characters learned huge life lessons. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, in other systems too, like our workplace and our families, and a game that offers some of the offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. Going the wrong way has never felt so right. I don't know what that... I screwed it up on the last word. That was pitch perfect, and then I said right. God damn it. Oh, it's the snake oil routine from Raphael's game design. All these good Easter eggs. Yeah, that was a 9 out of 10 voice.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again.
Yeah, that was a 9 out of 10 voice. I needed that extra 1 point from the new content to say the word right correctly and not Roy, or however I said it. Okay, now how do I get out of here then? The serious room. Ooh. Ah, the serious room with a serious table. Aha. Now we can be sneaky.
Hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Well, narrator, the memory zone was feeling a little too 9 out of 10 for me. I'm about to go make it 10.
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's being collected down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Here we go. Here we go.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Steam reviews, here we go. Let's find some more. That one was a little bit too low res to read. The positive one. I guess let's keep pushing. Unfunny? Uh-oh. These are all quite low res. I guess let's just keep going forward until we find something high resolution. My God. Here we go.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
It was a bit 9 out of 10. IMHO. Forklift driver ending? Getting my forklift certification ending? No. Sad. Okay, let's push. Okay, this is the big one, chat.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay. Ah, it won't let me commit seppuku. Fine. Now I gotta see what's back here. Ah, content. Has anyone else seen the step ladder? This is a world first. No one else has seen the stepladder ending. Has anyone else seen the fire detector?
Here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll
The
pop
smoke
you forward
detector
in time
ending?
so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all
That
until
isn't
the
a cake,
end of
chat.
time, at which time everything all at once.
That is a
now
coil.
You see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much, and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. But the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until
Why would
so
I
much
skip
more than forever ago?
such
Which
content?
is why I say... the story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth,
he just
until
keeps going.
inevitably,
All right, fine.
we all until the end
I'm gonna
of
skip it.
time, at which time everything all at once. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue
Is it a
full
cake
of
now?
unnecessary verbal flourishes
not.
and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable. Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God,
How
there's no
long?
way
12
out of
hours?
the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle.
Well, you know, and it
I've
might
checked
come back.
every one of... Oh, Stanley, you're back.
Oh my God!
You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single
Wow, this
person
cake
to speak
stays
with.
good for a very long
And
time.
you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once
Okay,
you push that
plants
button.
check.
That's what I... Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret.
What comes next?
There is only...
We killed him. He dead. I guess I should take over. Stanley walked up the room and went to the clock. He saw the time, and then a dinosaur came out. The dinosaur spoke English. But how? Well, because a time-traveling person had gone back in time, Stanley. What did he do? Is there smoke? Cake check. Cake is good. Cake is still good. Alright, one more. Now this is going to be the one that fixes everything. Here we go. And... fixed.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability, it's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising
Why did
heart
the smoke
the
alarm
words that
go
they are
off?
speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there
How many
should be a
leaves
skip
did
button.
the
You
Fern
should be
have?
able to
The
freeze stand
Fern
in
had
place
800
while the narrator
and-
sits there forever and ever. We
Oh
want
God, what
all
was
of
it?
this in the new Stanley Parable.
870?
We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being.
810.
Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in.
Okay,
it seems
narrator.
that we are a people living
I'm
in
afraid
such
to say,
bleakness and discomfort
I
with ourselves
need
that our
to do another
entertainment is
plan
now
check.
our lives.
So,
It has come to
We're gonna do
represent us.
I hear dripping water. But I don't see the water yet. Okay, plant check.
The end is never the end, 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 is
Very tempting.
is never the end, 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 is never the end.
It's very tempting to go on a break now and just leave it like this.
Never the end is never the end is never the end is never the end is never
Cake
the
check.
end is never the
Yep,
end
I can do that.
is never the end 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 is never the end
1 second.
is never the end is never the end is never the
One moment.
end is never the end. End is never the 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 end is never the
Tell 'em.
end is never the end
Yeah.
is never the end 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 is never the end.
Okay, we're back.
Is never the end is never the
I could definitely hear water. Still no water yet, though. Oh wow, that was That was a big one, huh? Okay, plant check. Plant? How you doing, buddy? Now, can I get up on this wall? Welcome to the next half an hour of your lives, chat. Can I get up on this wall? No. Alright. Oh. Well, we can certainly see a little bit more now. It's going to be significantly easier. Okay, cake check. Cake is still good. Plants check. Wait, I see the plant. Plant check successful. How you doing? Okay, plant check is good. Where'd the plant go? If only there was some way to find the plant. I guess we'll never know. There it is! Found it. I see one little leaf. There it is. We're good. Plant check complete. It is there. It's a bit hard for you to see on the stream, but it is there. There's a little stick there. No, the other one was an imposter plant. Don't you think that big load of greenery was the plant? Imposter. I'm not being fooled by an imposter plant. Cake check. Cake check is good. The cake is good. I mean, God, your screen is just pitch black. You just can't see a thing. But I can see the cake is here and it's still intact. You know what the word plant means? It means someone who is put there fraudulently, like an imposter. Think about it. Okay, now it's going to be a little bit easier to see. So here you go. You can see the... So you can see the tree. There's the plant. This little nubbin here. You should be able to see the cake a little bit better now. Oh God, it's still just pitch black for you, isn't it? Okay, let's just keep going. Hopefully, whatever's making that noise, we don't find them soon. Plant check. There we go. Now you can see it. And cake. Wait. No, it's there. It is there. It's very hard for you to see, but the cake is there. Fine. All right. Let's have a look at the brave new world. Well, it sure is. It sure is a brave new world. Truly, the openest of world games. How? Narrator?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Narrator, how are you still able to speak comprehensible English?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of
You
his
should
co-workers.
be a soupy mass on the floor. People seem keen for me to try and open floor
please.
330.
Are
430.
you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay, now Junkie Chi says repeatedly on door 4301. Okay, so this one is not the right one. We've got to find 4301 and then repeatedly click that. Let me look for 4301. I will take no further notes. I'll try and hunt down that door. Oh, new content. Maybe 4301's this direction.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to
Cool.
say.
Let's go. Let's go to 4301. It's this way. It's got to be this way.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable
Tennet's
and about
knock.
how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why
God.
I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Wow, we finally made it,
You
chat.
see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover.
The
with a
end is
fully
never the end
fledged sequel.
again.
An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Well, I just want to know what the new mug content is. New mug! See? New mug content. Can't quite see what this one says, though. Yo, let's go! New mug hype! Time to wake up. Testing 2 printers at the same time. Okay, let's go. Let's press on. Now.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Now, data drink, I can go for. I could go for some data drink. But, Whiz Fizz? Whiz Fizz? I think you need a very particular sense of taste to go for the Whiz Fizz. Junkie, British is a Steam tag. That's hilarious. Yeah, they just have to, we have to do that by law so people know how to avoid us. We have to go around and knock on all the neighboring Twitch streams' doors and let them know we're British. You know, but it's law. We have to do that. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and one. Oh, wow. Oh my god, they are spoiling us. They really are spoiling us with New Mug Part 2. Wow, they know exactly what to do. They know how to please me. Never underestimate coffee enjoyer who left their cup by a leather sofa that faces a blurry room. New Mug Part 2 is the DLC. Meeting at 2 p.m. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted. New hotness. Cool red section of the chart. Wow. This is getting me hype, I'll be honest. They're back. 2 doors. Okay, well now they're starting to recycle stuff and I'm back off again. Wow, the doors are glass now. That's real technological upgrades.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
So I've heard, so I've heard. I see that Tremac has redeemed stream expertise on Kirby lore. Now that is a useful expertise. Genuinely potentially useful. I may need to know about Kirby lore in the future. And if I need an expert on Kirby lore, Tremac is my person to go to. Who took the red marker?
Me.
Okay. Let's have a look around. The Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2. Is the sequel to the Stanley Parable. Is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2. Tronmo has become a stream expert of Pokemon. That makes a lot of sense. Tronmo knows a lot about Pokemans. Welcome, Pokemon expert. Oh my god, I can get in my seat for the new content? Let me in. Let me in. Ding ding, all aboard for the new content. The Dwyaman City Man. Tell me all the new features. Let's find out. Here we go. New. What have you got for me? Oh, wow. Oh. That went from awe-inspiring to intimidating real quick. Okay.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Can't wait. Flying Gabriella has got to go. I'll see you around, Flying Gabriella. Okay, exclusive. The button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. Hear your name in the game. Hear your name in the game. Cold drinks. Taste the sequel. Enjoy the new features. Name. Hear yours today. Everyone's got one. Okay, let's see what it does.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course,
such a small
first
button.
and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Okay, can I press these? I can't. That small button is hilarious. I really like the small button. All right, let's go up. What have we got here? Okay, that's just more propaganda for the name button. Anything on the computer here? Ooh, there are usernames on there, but I can't quite see them. Okay, here we go. Say my name.
Jim. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Okay, chat, I'm going to need your help. I need you to tell me that you love the stream, Jim. Say, Jim, I love the stream. I'm a big fan, Jim. Or you can say, Jim, I hate your voice. Whatever you want. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be positive. I just want some Jim, you know, feedback. I don't like Jim. I'm feeling that. That hurt me. So you know it's authentic. That hurt me. So you know it's true. Jim, can you shut up? Get lost, Jim. Oh my god, it's just like realist. Do better, Jim. Do better, Jim. Jim, really good at breaking games. Nice to meet you, Jim. First time watching. Jim, you want to eat Slim Jim over at Jimmy? I love to Jim my Slim Jims at Jimmy's. Jimmy's Pog. Time for Jimagination. Smooth Jiminal. Jim, you are super stinky. Jim, please get out of my house. Gem, I love this stream. I'm feeling pretty immersed in the gymness. Let's go for it.
Jim.
Oh! How did it know?
You see?
How did it
what
know?
A thrill, what a rush.
How did it know my name?
The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Does it pull from my system? Like, how does it know that I'm Jim?
Jim. It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
But I just like the recognition, you know?
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
No! I pressed it again. How do you like that? I pressed it one non-canonical time. I got an extra Jim. What do you think of that, narrator? You had nothing to say about that, did you? You can't stop the Jim. The Jim keeps coming.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Ugh. Ugh. Oh, I can hear the internet disruption sound. But that's horrible. I like that one. But bad. Okay, the button that says the name of the player playing the game, the jump circle, and the infinite hole. What's over here? The reassurance bucket? Merch. I'm gonna sneeze. 1 second. Okay, sneeze completed.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting.
You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I don't like how he keeps calling me Stanley. It feels weird that the game's calling me Stanley when I'm called Jim. I feel like I have to dock a few review points for that. Nooba has become the expert bucket enjoyer. Well, Nooba, you've joined the stream at the right time. You ready for this?
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
Oh.
I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so the bucket is named Stanley, says Junkie Chi. That makes sense. Okay, he's talking to the bucket and me
Does
as the
anyone give
bucket's
out awards
guardian.
for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
As the bucket's official guardian, I just need to listen to when he talks about the bucket. That makes sense. Okay, let's go through this side section first. No screenshots, okay, guys? Promise. No one take a screenshot. I don't want to see any clips. I don't want anyone to take any clips of the stream. No screenshots. This is a non-fungible game.
I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Okay, Oren Whitehead, delete that screenshot right now. I'm looking at the floor. No one take a screenshot. Delete that screenshot. We can't... TB got 2? You got 2 screenshots? Delete them right now. I didn't see this. Delete those screenshots. No. Get well someday. Happy 12th birthday, stepniece. Get well someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, stepniece it is.
Very sad about this balloon. Oh my god, people have taken so many clips. We're at 3 clips this screen, and now people have taken 8 clips. No one clipped this.
Actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
The game was very clear. But what if?
Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Can't get over it, though. Just can't. Oh my god, the clips just keep going. Alright. Oh my god, and a free, new and easy achievement. It just works. What is this way? I'm going to keep heading to one side. A time and depth. Rim. Depth infinite surrounding area. What is this? A black hole? Oh wow, I like this. I genuinely like this art.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game.
Oh my god.
This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Oh, well, I'm good. I'm glad to see the sign is back. My old friend. The sign. Let's head down. TB says, don't ever look into the gaming dungeon channel. Good advice. Stanley likes the hole. Yes, and Stanley being the bucket, not me. So let's escort Stanley over. Stanley, look at the hole. Oh, God. I actually felt my character kind of wobble on the edge. Okay, how close can I get without actually falling? I mean, that's pretty far. This is some Dark Souls level, like walking on thin air right now. Oh! No, it's fine.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I
it's
do
pretty
say
good.
so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Well, it would be a shame to see so little of the infinite
Now,
hole.
I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
If this hole is infinite, that's an infinite amount of content. If I only fell down the hole for
Okay,
like
Stanley,
1
I don't know
hour,
quite how to say this tactfully,
that's such a
but it's
small
possible
amount.
that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well,
Cigarettes.
good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
I'd give it a
If
9
that
out
works
of 10
you,
for infiniteness.
Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
9 out of 10. Like, it feels infinite for the brief moment of time you're playing it,
Great.
but it isn't
Now,
infinite.
I'm very excited. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal.
I get in trouble a lot for that, you're right.
Would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this
It
time?
did. This
I
was
couldn't help
way
but
less
feel like
infinite.
you spent a little less time in there than you did before.
Much less
I mean,
infinite.
Admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
You know what they say? You can't spell finite
Had enough?
without
I'm
fun.
positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole.
How short's the hole
If
going to
this
be?
starts to become
That's a
thing-
very short hole.
Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
The hole has lost its 9 out of 10 ranking. It is now down to a solid 4 out of 10. It's still too deep that you can't see the bottom, which at least gives an impression of infiniteness.
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt
Bad
me.
news, guys.
Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point.
Bad news.
It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
The hole is A 1 out of 10.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
Okay, is this going to go up, though?
Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Well, the hole sure feels a lot more infinite now. I mean, in a way, it's only this tall, but in practicality, it may as well be an infinitely tall hole. Oh no! We're going down! It's got to be Elden Ring all of a sudden. Change your perspective. What? I was clearly looking up. This is This is not canon. What? Jesus Christ.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley!
Ah!
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
I was truly happy. I'd found my true calling in the hole. And then you had to come along and ruin it. Oh, good, I keep the bucket.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Thank goodness we keep the bucket. Office decorations we've already done. Let's head this way. Alright, let's get the easy achievement. Yeah, here we go. Easy achievement. Free achievement. Get it, it's yours. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps, it just works. Alright. Give me that
Now,
Chivo.
here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Test achievement is unachieved. That's the opposite of what you want achievements to be. So let's achieve the achievement.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a
No, I can force it.
Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel. To
It's
at
fine.
last
I've loosened
satisfy
it.
the hordes of ravenous fans all over
I've
the
loosened
world
it up.
who have been
Don't worry about it.
uproariously
It's coming.
demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
No, I can feel it. It's got some give. 1 minute. Let me just... Okay. Okay, 1 minute. I'm going to use my top. 1 second. Dang. Worth a shot. I even had the bucket. I had the bucket buff. Even with the bucket buff. Sad.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen
The
yet?
jump circle.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Here we go. Gotta make the biggest leap. Yeah! The biggest leap you ever did see onto this bench. Wow, this is a terrible jump. It's all vertical and no horizontal. All right, can I get a good look at... What is this? What is this poster? It looks like Virginia. Okay, let's go to collectibles. Okay, can I find them all? Collect them all. Okay, I can collect them all. Don't worry about it. I'm made for this.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Beautiful. Why do you look so sad, Jim? Oh, I like that music. Maybe I should stay out here.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I like the updated branding for the infinite hole. Fine. Okay, let's have a look. Expo Hall 2 guide. Jump circle. This map. Free achievement. The button that says the name of the player playing the game. Merch. Settings World Champion. Where's that? Settings World Champion. Okay, everyone, no screenshots. Huh. Not sure about that one. Ah, maybe it's up here. It's up here. It's up here. Okay. Let's find the Settings World Champion. No? But I've got to know, is it me? It could be... You got screenshots again, TB? Delete them. Right now. Delete the screenshots. Oh, that's new. Epilogue
would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Wow. You heard Jim in the game. I sure did. Is the Jim button back? What if I come back? Perhaps the Jim button has been reawakened. What if I crouch and mash? Can I press the Jim button through the floor? I would really like to press that Jim button. What a con. I bet it's behind this door. If only we could get back here, the Jim button could be ours. Okay. So, it looks like the exit, and that's it. What if I go back in the hole? Is it still filled in, or is it back to being mostly infinite? No. It's so finite that the door isn't even open. Okay, let's press on. Let's head to the exit. Change the settings so that you could press the Jim button. Look. That could be an option, couldn't it? It is this game. Jim button. The Jim button setting. No? One-handed walking. Stanley just... Jim just gets on his hand and walks around on one hand.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Fine. I'm feeling pretty satisfied with the content. Another New Mug Part 2. Is that a fireplace? Well, that's new. That's good content right there.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear
That is a
how
big
exactly these features will
helicase.
come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Let's do it.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh, wow. Is there a way to get down?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on.
I see a
do
collectible.
a different arrangement.
No, well, no. I know where the collectibles are.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
It has a
Who
hole.
am I kidding, Stanley?
No.
This is
Narrator, stop right there. This one has the hole. Don't change a thing.
isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
And it has the gym button. I can't believe he threw away the best version of the game already.
I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ooh. Ooh, look at these menus now. Lovely. Why am I at 59 hertz? 60! Give me that extra hertz, you stingy, stingy game. Holding out on the hertz. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a
God.
big building where
Got the
he
balloons.
was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered
And then he did it
soul-lifting,
again!
Stanley relished
2!
every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company
God damn,
had
the
this happened.
balloons.
This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, but does the game have new mug?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
If there's no
matter
new
how
mug,
hard
I
Stanley
riot.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I just work. I like work. I just hate my boss. I don't see new mug, everyone. Okay, well, we've got who farted. Oh, they've inserted this. This really is a sequel.
Stanley picked up the bucket.
The bucket. You know what? My expectations that new mug might appear have never been higher. We've got the bucket. We've got room 420. We've got the niece. We've got who farted. Everything a boy could possibly want, apart from new mug.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Stanley. Stanley the bucket. Which room? Oh, we should go this way. Oh, we should go this way. This way, please. Oh, this way. Let's go right for now.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Good bucket. Good bucket. Can I put the bucket in here and just collect a bunch of drink in it and then just carry that round? Surely not.
Truly,
nope.
Being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
I love you, bucket. This is the best bucket.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Not at all. The bucket also feels at home on the catwalk.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there.
See?
Go to the cargo lift.
The bucket wants to go to the cargo lift. I told you.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift
Whoa.
all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly
There's
convinced
content
that
there.
the bucket had
I could
spoken
see
to
it.
him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I gotta know. It's in a... Maybe if I go downstairs?
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Okay, now I know there's two ways you can do with this. I think it might be time for me to betray the bucket.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies?
The only question
and
that
more
matters.
importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, In all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing.
If I've ever made any of you laugh, you're secretly living in my walls.
Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps
Jim.
complete,
J-I-M.
it's time to begin the humor. Speak the
Joke.
entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Dunny with the funny. That was a bit aggressive, I'm sorry.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even triple
All of
over
these
in
faces
laughter
are pretty
in
good.
no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
I can't plug it back in. Okay. Let's head back. How are you gonna let me get across here? Oh, I see. I see. Oh my god! We're doing it, chat. Secret ending! The white space ending. We're making it happen. You said Freddy wasn't in the game? Well, guess what? Freddy was actually the bucket. I tricked you. Freddy is in the game. And the glitches, they do be coming. Let's go. Where are we going? Gotta follow the line. You're right, there's an adventure line down here. Oh, when we needed it the most. When we needed it the most, the line deserted us. And even took the door handles off, just to make sure. Just to make sure we weren't. We did ban the line, that is true. It is kind of our own fault that the line isn't here anymore. Gotta be honest, we did ban the line. We're not restarting yet. There's gotta be something we can do, even if it just breaks the game further. We gotta try. We've gotta push the limits. Did you get the soft lock ending? The soft lock ending is my favorite. Stanley walked into loading dock B. It was just so beautiful. The bucket became but a silhouette in his hands. Why is there special music here? There's like special heavenly music. Okay. Come on, let me just get fully out of bounds. What the heck was... What is happening? What is going on? Someone's playing basketball and there's a dog? What is happening? Doing something. This does... Oh, see that? This does something. This does something. Wow, this music is pretty good. Real human being. God, that's tricky. It's like a zip. It's like a vertical zip because of the angle of this wall here. I want to get fully out of bounds. Oof. This feels like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get out of bounds in this game, so I'm going to take it. What is going on with this heavenly space? Okay. Oh, God. Maybe try with the mouse and keyboard. Okay. Okay, we're mouse and keyboarding, as you can see by my ugly mouse on screen. I don't know how it's going to make things easier, but we can give it a shot. Yeah, it's kind of more awkward because, I don't know, feels kind of fiddly. Dirkmon says, how did you survive a fall? I just kind of did it. I was on the way back where everything is meant to be all... I'll tell you what, I'm going to go on a break, just get some water, and I'll stay in here, and you let me know if anything happens, okay? We'll see how long the music carries on. Okay, I'll see you all shortly. I'll just leave it here, okay? See you in a bit. Nothing else has happened, just basketball noises? Okay, I'm going to try this wall zip a few more times, and then I'm going to... Wow. And then I'm going to just restart or something. Oh, that is so aggressive, though. Like, if I can just propel myself out the map... Sorry, this is going to be a little bit tedious, but I may as well try. Like I say, this feels like a very rare opportunity to be here. So I want to try. Just want to, you know, a little bit of patience could go a long way here. Yeah, there are solid walls. I can't get out of bounds here. Just solid walls along the white. Otherwise, oh, I would definitely have walked into the white. I would have definitely walked into the white by now, had there not been a wall here. Oh, that's pretty good, though. Yeah, it seems like I can only ever get so high, you know? So maybe it's just not possible. Yeah, the bucket is our glitch bucket. So as long as we got the bucket, we got the glitches, you know? Yeah, no, the music's lovely. Alright. Nothing. Nothing for us. I guess I'll continue rubbing my face, but I think as far as that's concerned, I think we are done. I don't think we're going to get anything else here. I mean, this is kind of funky, but this isn't really going to do anything for us. Yeah, this is where I fell down. Oh, look at that. All right, I think we're approaching a restart. Yeah, we're approaching a restart. Okay. Jim, I want to follow you on Twitter, but I do not have an account on that disgraceful platform. That's fine. I say stick to your... Oh. I'm inside the cupboard. Stick to your principles. Don't get a Twitter account. It's fine. I can take it. One second. I do feel like the volume is a little loud. Of just this ambient noise is quite loud on OBS. Inky Play says I'm going to delete my Twitter. I don't want it. Do it. Do it. Oh. Yeah, here we go. They're clipped into the cupboard ending. Cupboard? It's not really a cupboard, is it? Alright. Yep, I think I've rubbed my face on things about as much as I can possibly do. I think we had our fun. You know, we glitched into... What is that? I've deloaded the level, look. That's fun. I got the soft lock ending. Look at that. Everything on the other side of these shelves just stop existing when you're here. And you can see it if you peek your head through. It's all fake. Oh, look, even the shelf up there. Interesting. I guess no one was ever really meant to be down here, maybe. So they didn't really account for stuff like that. Alright, cool. First person to break this game, truly impressive. Thank you very much. I'm glad that I have the honor. So, game developers, when you put in when you fix this, instead of fixing it, add in a line where the narrator goes, "Oh, what are you, some kind of backseat gamer? Think you can clip down here? Think you're gonna be glitching the game on your Twitch stream? And then I can be in the game. In fact, you know what? Don't even have the narrator record it. Just use that audio of me. Hit me up. I'll get you the clean audio. Just put that audio of me in the game if someone gets down here." All right, I think we're good. I think we've exhausted this. Begin the game again, I guess. All right, here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Come with me,
Stanley
Freddy.
lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
No input option. Let's keep going. Yeah, that's right. We're looking for door 4301, aren't we? I still need to find that door.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
All right, so what are we doing here?
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
Here we go.
The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley
We did
figurines.
it.
Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
I'm savoring it. Don't worry, I am savoring it. Man, what if you could glitch down here when the adventure line was here? Is it because I've got the bucket? Did the bucket somehow help me survive? Okay. Oh. Well. I vented. I'm sorry, guys. I know I told you I wouldn't vent. I know I've let you all down. I'll have a twit longer ready. Hang on! The crouch button is just broken. I'm now in the cupboard. The crouch button just lets you just glitch into things. Look at that. Crouch button broken. 0 out of 10. It's the bucket, right? It's Freddy. It's literally... The game was rock solid. I rubbed my skull against everything in this game, and nothing broke. But as soon as I get the bucket, as soon as I get Freddy... Broken. It's the law. The law maintains. Well, I've got to see where else I can glitch now, don't I? Now that I've got Freddy in tow, I gotta know. Well, that was bad. I actually got stuck. Alright. Oh no. I shouldn't have clicked this.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
I know, it gets glitchy, right?
Sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket
I can
is
see
in
the
my
code.
arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can I can monetize it.
That's what I did. I can make a glitch highlight video
Unthinkable
on
the
YouTube.
amounts of money people will pay for even just
Oh,
an
the
hour
ad rates will be
with the
delicious.
bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Wait, Figurine Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room? Okay. Where's the phone? Where's the phone? Here? Who farted? Is it this?
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately.
Oh God!
And cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual
Away!
sphere.
Away!
Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Okay, let's head to the meeting room.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Ooh. How can we find them? Bottom text. Maybe we are the collectibles. Small floating objects have appeared across the office. Synergize resources. No memo for management. Findings. Difficult. I managed to pick up sounds unusual to the regular office ambience. Employee 421 is building a bridge. That might be what we already saw. Saw one in the cargo room, indeed. Do we need contacts for them? Can we sell them? How many are there? Floating? Why do they kind of look like 426? Artist rendering. What we know, what we don't know yet. Bonus stuff. Yeah, no, I'm not sacrificing the bucket when the bucket can offer us so many glitches. The bucket is the key to all of this. Why would I ever get rid of the bucket? Meeting room has had a nice glow up, though. Get on the table, Stanley. I mean, bucket. I mean, Jim. Get on the table, Jim. There we go. Table ending. Trust the completionist instinct. I love this bucket. This bucket makes the game so much better. Oh, did I do that? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the F-files. Okay. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Okay, I know where that is. Nearby a fireplace. Maybe the office? A private but smelly place. Oh, I know where that is. Okay. Well, we're going to look at stairs first. But I'm going to go to the... Now, this is where it gets juicy.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as
Look, it's
clear
a
as
cake.
day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning
You can never
supplies.
take my bucket from me.
Stanley, don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the
I would
broom
never
closet
dare
is putting on your
hand over
shoulders
the
right
bucket.
now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order
You'll
to
never
get you
take
to
it from
hand over
me.
the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object
Nope.
which happened to lay in your path in
Me
an
and the bucket
even
are special.
partially enticing manner?
Me and the bucket are
Well, I
special.
never-
We've got a bond.
Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Oops.
Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through
Okay.
each of them point by point.
Me and the bucket
Share
glitched
your
out of bounds of the
journal entries
game
detailing
and
the
glitched
rich
into an area
emotional
that had someone
landscape
playing
of your feelings
basketball
for
in
the
the white
bucket, as they
void.
have changed
Me and the
and
bucket got on
evolved
top of
over
the
the
meeting
years.
table.
Let him
We got
have it.
into a kind of shelf where you could see the game unloading. Me and this bucket are best absolute buds. I'm gonna kill this broom closet
Okay,
if
I've
it
got
thinks
you
it can
something
take
which I
this
think will help
bucket
settle this debate
from my
once and for
hands.
all. Here
It'll
we
have to
go.
take it from my cold, dead hands.
There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering
Perfect.
philosophical diatribes about the nature of... Coming
Perfect.
to the staircase, Stanley and the bucket
Modded
walked
bucket.
upstairs to the boss's office.
Yeah, Stanley is owned by no one. Stanley is property of Stanley. Okay, I want to get the toilet collectible. So I am going to... There it is. Here we go, collectible.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini-stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Yeah, these are... Because the boss knows what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay, but what if I just glitched out of this room instead? What if I found my way into the white void again? Me and the bucket, where we belong, out of bounds. Okay, gotta find a little space to wedge myself in. That's where the bucket excels. Here we go. Maybe. I mean, I am definitely stuck. I'm definitely... Here we go, I'm on the plant. Okay. Get a good bird's eye view of the executive bathroom. Now, I'm not sure if I can get out of here. I can get on the sink for sure. There we go, sink vibes. Wolfie Damien, first time in one of your streams. Hello, hello. All right, what am I doing here? How can I utilize this glitch in any meaningful way? I'm not sure if I can. I mean, I can get back on the plant. Now I can get on this table. I'm not going to be able to get out the window, am I? I can get on the sill. I'm on the toilet. All right, well, I think we've had our fun. I don't think there's anything more exciting I can do in relation to the toilet and the window. Okay, let's just hop off. All right, let's see. Can I go down now? Because if I want to glitch out anywhere, I want to glitch out a little bit lower down. Oh, this is very scary down here.
Okay,
Another
I'm going
one.
back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
Gimleys.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic
Gibberlines.
sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Gimmelarines. Yeah, so if anyone doesn't know, the reason why I think this glitch is working is that when you... maybe it's just when you duck, but definitely when you duck with the bucket, it, like, sucks you under the thing, like, more so than it usually would. And so that allows you to kind of get places where you're not normally meant to be. So in the instance of getting on the table, it helped me kind of clip under the table and then glitch on top of it. And in the way when I glitched out of bounds, I believe it, like, sucked me up. I believe it sucked me up underneath that fence. And then that kind of popped me out the other side. Which is why that worked. Alright. I mean, this is an ending in the base game, right? I guess I could go there. I'm kind of curious to see what the ending is. Like the actual ending, or one of the main endings of the game. I want to see what that looks like with the bucket in tow. I want to see if I can glitch out of somewhere there. Yeah, 3 inputs. Let's go. Alright. Nothing really working in this room. Another plant.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Come on, get in there, Stanley.
Crushed by the weight
Let
of
the
this
bucket
revelation,
push
Stanley
you.
may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his
Come on,
darkest
bucket, me
of
and you.
hours, did
We're
the
taking on the
bucket's
world.
warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
No time for codes. This is all bucket. Oh, the code is 4301. Okay, got ya.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never
weird. Doesn't
possibly
work. I don't know why.
that the combination was 2845.
I've completely broken Donkey Chi. Junkie Chi. I've completely broken. Donkey Chi. Okay, alright, we're on this table now. Good progress.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Alright. It is now a bit darker, so it's a bit harder to see where I'm going. No, okay, fine. Donkey Chino! Oh man, I should have done more of this when I was at that glitched wall, huh?
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler Anlarines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anlarines. None of us can.
Figler Anlarines. Oh god, it's so dark, even I got lost there. Okay. Is the lift even here? It's so dark, I can't even see. Okay, the lift is here. Okay, there we go. The lights are on. Do you think we might get a hat or an achievement when we collect all the figurines?
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine. Oh god, you can go back up. No! No!
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up?
No!
When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again.
Yeah, it's 4301.
Bucket said nothing.
It's 4301, I believe. Alright, let's go. That, I don't know if that was a glitch, but there was something kind of like
Here we are, said Stanley.
a weird person.
Now, I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Wow, he said. The number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life.
You know what? Time for the Stanley
looked
Parable 3.
expectantly at the
Let's do it.
bucket, But the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting
I
to
don't
the
deserve
bucket as
this.
it was
I'm
to
a good
him?
man. I've lived
Once
a good,
Stanley
honest
had
life.
had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
You know, if I try this enough, it's going to work, okay? Yeah. You know what they say? Third time's the charm. It is the number 3. So, that was the second time. I think we're going to do it 3
Perhaps the bucket
times.
had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
Nope. Third time's the charm.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He
There's some
smiled
stuff
at the
there.
bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
There is some stuff there. Alright, here we go. For realsies.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the
I am
number
an
3,
auteur.
stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Bucket, we're not going to move on from here until you see what I see, okay? One way or another. One way or the other.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator.
Narrator,
He knew that there
you
must
can't
be a way
force
to
a
get
wedge
food
between
in
me and the bucket. Me
to
and the bucket have
communicate
something
fully
you'll never
with his
have.
Dear friend, surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
We are partners in crime. We are the glitch group. The glitch gang. Always had something special.
Said Stanley, I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He
What are
decided
these
right then and
rooms?
there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley.
There's just a car stuck
And it
in a
would
wall.
be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work. For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
Live, the guy who went to Mars. It's me. I did it. Yup, that's me. Okay, but what if I glitched instead? Now, this plant isn't very sturdy, so it's kind of harder to glitch on this plant. What is the orb? What is the orb, though? Let me see the orb. I want to see it. Orb time. Oh, by the way, Suave Anon, 10 minutes ago, sorry about that. Suave Anon redeemed a stream expertise. After months of saving up and minor major frustration at missing streams, I now name myself the official stream fanart / sunglasses expert. That is a heck of a combination of expertise. Fanart / sunglasses. Is that only when they're in conjunction with each other? Or is that just separate? Like, is it only when the fan art has sunglasses? Like, what is the exact expertise there? Okay. I can hear the crowd. They're waiting for me. My adoring audience.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket over. One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
Okay. Wish you were here. Ahola from the Freedom Ending. Narrator Airlines. Mind control facility. I went to the mind control facility and all I got was this lousy sticker. I played the demo. Okay. I think it's time to let the world know how important the number 3 is to me.
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over. He was unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure, and in that moment Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding. The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious,
that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay.
And here it was, the lounge.
Let's follow Tromo's
But eager to
advice
get
and
back
let's
to
go
business,
check out
Stanley
the
took the first open
collectible
door
in
on
the
his
cargo
left.
room, but without the bucket.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay. Bucket. No more. Me and the bucket have gone our separate ways.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the
Hang on.
beaten path.
Let me just
that
check.
It seemed the office had begun. So far off
My
the beaten
God, it is
path
the bucket.
that it seemed the office had begun.
Oh, no,
So
it's
far
not.
off
I
the
can
beaten
glitch without the
path
bucket.
that
See?
it seemed
I
the
didn't
office
need
had
the
begun.
bucket.
So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office
bucket
had
was
begun.
holding me
So
back.
far off the beaten path
I can
that it seemed the
glitch.
office
I
had
can
begun.
glitch on my
So
own.
far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
All right.
Oh, please.
In the
Are you really just
in
doing
order
this for
to
the
redeem
achievement?
Junkie,
Click a door 5
we're gonna
times.
click
Is
on
that
we're gonna
all
click
that
on
you think an
430.
achievement is worth? No.
VIP says, do you have a schedule? Not really. It's normally every Saturday, though.
Measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do. Yes, almost certainly.
I'm already there, narrator. I'm already at 50. I'm just such a fast boy. I've already rocketed past 50.
I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
All right, 4171. Keep an eye out for it, anyone, if you see 4171.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I'm not sure where we're going to go now, so I'm just going to explore. Oh, red and blue doors. God damn it. Red and blue is where the other one was. Red and blue. Okay, I need to go get that. Red and blue. Let's go.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, I'm going to do a normalish playthrough. Business strategy. Okay. What is this? Oh. Ah! Paper's so bright. No, can't. Can't get out. Okay, we've transferred successfully to the other office. This is the subterranean office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who
Is there a
orchestrated
secret
this.
door here?
What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk
Something about this wall
guarded
feels
the
weird.
terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
I don't know.
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I actually can't remember what it was. No.
Stanley just sat around, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alright, I'm just going to explore. I'm going to have a peek around. And then maybe, just maybe, I'll go back for the bucket. But for now, let's just keep looking.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Let me try something. There's no ray tracing, right, in this game? No. I just wanted to make sure. Just in case my
The
computer could
lights
handle
rose
it, you
on
know?
an enormous room packed with television
Weird
screens.
says...
What horrible
Oh,
secret
God!
did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever.
Yeah, you would
Good
never
for
have
you.
a bug like
Anyway,
that now,
when
huh?
it came time to update the game,
No more
we knew
bugs
that
like
we
that
had to
now.
do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content?
I crave the
Always
content.
More content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you.
Amazing.
That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Thank you.
Good job, you did it. Good
job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. You made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending.
Subtitles wrong. Subtitles wrong. 0 out of 10.
I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. But railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did it. 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 Good job, you did it.
We did it! Now, what if I did it with a bucket?
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Yes! I mean, it's very easy to get up here, because I know that this one used to be an ending. I haven't got much interest in getting this ending, because I've already seen it. But I know you can definitely get up there. Fox Rylan. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Go out the window with the...
Warmth
Fine.
spread through Stanley's
We're going out the window with the bucket.
in his
Here we
arms
go.
Again, he was home.
Come on. There we go.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear.
We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator.
See, it's canon.
At last,
The
out here in
bucket-
the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time,
The bucket
I can reveal
knows.
to you my true self.
The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket.
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambharata
Oh,
first
Gambharata.
ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred
lore
amulet I
deepens.
stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like... My God.
Oh my
Stanley,
God. Stanley.
You did it.
Jesus.
You saved us from the bucket.
No.
Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
I can't believe the power of the bucket is canon.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, I'm gonna look for... Okay, you're coming with
Stanley
me.
picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to
Okay, we
his...
go to the
This
doors.
was
We're getting
not
the last
correct way
collectible.
to the meeting room.
but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was
Here we
wrong.
go. We're going to the blue doors. We're going to get the final
Stanley took the door on
collectible.
his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
All right,
The
let's
cargo
see.
lift.
Let's
Yeah,
see what the
good,
doors are going to
Said
get.
the bucket.
Now
What's
ride
gonna
the
happen
lift
with the
all the
doors?
way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced
That's
that the
close.
bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Here we go. Door time. Where's that collectible? Give it to me.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Well. But what if I glitched the bucket inside the door, huh? What if I did that instead? Let's try. Okay, these are often broken. Okay, I'm inside. I'm inside this. Doesn't help me. Doesn't help me. Dang it. Yes, I think we are, we're gonna have to sacrifice the figurine and learn about buckets. Here we go. Give me my bucket education, please.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
1 second. Just that guy saying the game is locked up tight? Just that guy? Have you just joined? Have you just joined? Because we have been not having this game locked up so tight. Yes, we have been glitching the game fairly enough. No, that's gonna spin around, and it's gonna be a torpedo that looks like a bucket from the back.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket. Item 2. Is this a bucket?
Now this one is a bucket. This one is a bucket because it's actually the brother of the bucket I'm holding.
Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Dang it. I can't believe they made a life-size figurine of this bucket's brother.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Now this is the real brother.
Correct. This is a bucket. Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Can I squeeze out? I want to ride the tractor. I wanted to ride the tractor. Marley Moo says hello. Hello, Marley Moo. Now, I want to say it's not a bucket. But you could technically fill... You see it's got a little hole in the roof. And this is all glass. You could technically fill this up with any sort of, you know, bucket filling, like jam or chips. And then it would be a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
I think my bucket theory is correct.
Is this a bucket?
Now, narrator, you've changed your ways, I suppose, right? You've now realized, oh my god, of course, Jim was right. It is a bucket. You could fill it up with beans or, you know, school jumpers and anything that you would put in a bucket. So it is a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
See? He's coming over to my side.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
This one isn't, though.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. Should be around here somewhere.
Is it behind me? This one's a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift.
When everything's a bucket,
Do any of us know what
nothing
a bucket
is.
Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay, here we go.
No! Don't erase the bucket! I need the bucket!
What happened? Is everything gone?
Everything was a bucket.
Disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket? Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
So I was correct.
And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game.
All my buckets are gone.
What?
They were my investment.
We'll
no!
put back all of the buckets.
I spent my kids' college
we'll
fund on the buckets, and now they're all gone.
Bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, you got rid of all the buckets. Yeah, right. All right, I'm getting that collectible. Let's get the collectible. Let's go. Uh-oh. Where's the fern?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business,
810
Stanley
leaves
took
on the
first
fern,
open
guys,
door on
remember?
his left.
Memorize it. Lock it in.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
The
wrong
fern was a
foot here.
bucket? My
I'm
God.
not your enemy, really, I'm not.
It makes sense.
I realize
It all makes
investing
sense.
your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Give me the collectible.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
I want the collectible.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important.
And there it is. The last
Did it.
Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Well, we're going to go back to the meeting room. Oh.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here,
You're not going to get to show me, because I'm going for the bucket. I will accept no alternative.
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines. Those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Oh no.
I would love nothing more than to
Not the
revisit
memory
figurines.
zone.
Just one more time.
Ah, we're back, and I'm bucketless. If only I had a bucket, we would be able to get up here easy. Imagine the possibilities if only we were armed with our bucket. We could finally do this clip. But no, we were denied the bucket. So we're still not going to be able to do this. If I had my bucket, this would be child's play. Dang. Now remembering when Stanley found the collectibles. I guess we've got a new section of the Memory Museum. And it's down here.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Well, now it's 7. Yeah! 7 out of 6. Gov says hello, hello. Yeah, I thought I felt something weird. There's an invisible wall. My character kind of jerked up. So I knew something had happened. What do you call this, narrator? I didn't even need to try hard for this. Oh my. Oh, my favorite. My favorite place in the whole
And
wide
here
world.
was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6.
Hang
but
on.
you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Can I get into the basketball void from here? So hang on, it remembers the order you collected them in, I suppose. That's pretty cute. I just want to go back to the basketball void. It's all I want. It's all I want in life is to go back to the basketball void. I don't have my Freddo. I need my Freddo. Freddo is the key to this. It's the key to all of this. The game's just not the same. Can you die here? I'm working on it. Crumpets and cheese? I'm working on it. If we can, I will. You can count on that. Yep, there it is. The basketball void. Home sweet home. I'm so curious why there was basketball noises.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Yep. I remember.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here in the boss's bathroom. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised.
I mean, I had the
After
bucket,
all,
though,
science
so this
tells
isn't
us
quite
that it's
law
impossible
accurate.
to forget your third time doing anything.
The law isn't quite accurate, as it was... I was bucket bound at this moment in time.
Let's see, what came next?
Oh my god, what?
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Is that an apple? I suppose it is. I can't push the apple. And I can't go through this door. I guess let's crack on. This way.
This was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
Oh no. No, let me get it! It's mini stand number 5! Yeah! Thank you for watching. All credit the narrator. Edited by the narrator. Written by the narrator. Starring the narrator. Oh my god.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Ah, the good old days. I mean, of course a YouTuber was able to call that would happen because all YouTubers have been in that cringy phase where you're like, well, I made everything. I should just credit my name for absolutely everything. Gaffer, the narrator. casting the narrator. Just that guy gave 100 bits. Unfortunately, I don't think Fredo would help with any clips. Stanley is too large to fit in, and he would be crushed instantaneously into a pulp. I would like to see that, though, just a guy. I'm not gonna say no to a crushed into just a pulp.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
You ever seen someone play something, and they're like, where is it? Where is it? Oh my god, this game is such bullshit. Where is it? It's not... I mean... Oh, this is just... What nonsense. Rubbish. I hate it. Oh, it's so unclear. Maybe the game's glitched. You ever seen that? When someone's playing a game like that and they're just like... What the hell, man? I mean, I've looked everywhere and it's just... there just isn't another collectible. What's going on? It's so annoying. I hate it so much.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, Memory Zone.
Ah.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these
unloaded.
figurines? Let's just go
Such
backwards.
power.
We'll do the Memory Zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Such unbridled power to unload the game.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the Memory Zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going. I want more.
I want more. Give me more content.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Oh no, God.
Yes, I love that video.
Alright. Let's keep moving. Stanley doesn't cast a shadow. Does that mean he's a vampire? Vampires don't cast reflections. What doesn't cast a shadow? What kind of mythical beast is Stanley?
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley.
A groundhog?
Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
He's a bucket. That explains it. Where was that door? I just heard a door open. Okay. I guess it wasn't a secret door. It was just a door up ahead, I suppose.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting.
Okay, I'm back on the plant.
I'm very glad we resisted the temptation.
So I found all the rewards I need, narrator. I'm back up. Back up on the toilet roll. We never went this way. Oh, it won't let me. Okay. Alright. Back we go.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
I really want to get back into the basketball zone. But I guess that's just not on the table.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figlarines. Oh, I want more memories,
figlarines.
Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Oh. We're in a work-in-progress version of the exhibit.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now.
Truly
Look how
is
much fun the
the
past
best
was.
content.
I want more memories.
What fun we've had with the jump circle. What good times.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there
Are we going to
anything else?
crawl into
Was
the
there something
womb?
that came
Where are we going
before your
here?
office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed
here we
each
go.
decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with
Law
a
moment,
character
everyone.
named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely?
Law moment.
Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good.
Ah, it's the
I did
final
enjoy telling the
playthrough.
story so very much.
The end of
Okay.
Stanley.
Here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
The end of Evanstanian. Eve Stangelion? The end of Eve Stangelion. Oh no. Oh no! I activated the buttons! I activated the button ending. I escaped! I reached heaven! I escaped the canon ending, and I reached the button ending instead. This is, exactly. This is, there's going to be a small chair here, and Stanley will be sat in it, And all the buttons will go, congratulations, 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 congratulations. And that's how the Stanley Parable ended. That's canon. That's the ending of the Stanley Parable. Well, that times out quite nice. I think I'm going to end stream. We're pretty much at the time where I was going to end stream anyway. Go on, let's see what this is.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, it's gone back to the prequel. It looks like we're not in the prequel anymore. I don't think we're in the prequel anymore.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
I don't know if we're still in the
Stanley
one more
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
or not.
and entered the door on his left.
I'm going to just go to the ending.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Here we go. I've rebooted the game entirely, as it requested. However, it's not letting me do this on controller for some reason. Is it because I'm not clicked on the game again? That'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, Jim. Hang on, hang on. Before we get started, can I just say something? Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you've booted up the game. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. A lot of people don't take that step seriously. They just leave the clock set at 12 and call it a day. But you're actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. That's how I know that you care about this experience. You're paying attention. I don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot the game up and see this screen, just set the clock to your favourite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back to the video game now. Finally. Someone appreciates my dedication.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked.
We're going back to the
Stanley
meeting
just
room.
Smiled. Anywhere they went together would be.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
Go to the
entered
meeting
door
room. What do you have to
left.
say for me, Whiteboard Sensei? Tell me.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Huh.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm going to see what the ending is with the bucket. I'm just going to do everything as intended. I'm going to see the
Stepping into
bucket.
his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation,
I can't
Stanley may
remember.
have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would. And he knew it. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright, let's go. Normal ending with bucket. The bucket ending. Let's go. No more 3
the
ending.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Thank goodness. No more spoilers.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight
Just
ahead
the
through
real
large
ending.
door that read,
No clipping out of
Mind
bounds.
Control Facility.
I hope they come up with a new song for that new place I clipped out.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Next one.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's okay, Bucket. It's okay. They can watch us, but they'll never have what we have.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never!
He screamed into the
Squeezed
bucket.
the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
I can't even trust the bucket, to be completely honest. We know the bucket is potentially a dark
But here
wizard.
was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
And the mind control is off. We're free. Us
Stanley and the bucket
and the
waited in
bucket.
blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated
Me
their
and you,
greatest
Frodo.
and darkest enemy,
Me
freed
and you
themselves from the tyrannical
the end.
grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to
Sneeze
support.
in every country in the world. It's pretty good.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing
Too much
warmth
power.
of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not
No.
while he has such a precious
The bucket's
bucket in
mine.
his arms.
Did
Not
the
while
broom
this
closet put
building
you
has
up to
anything
this?
say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room.
Are you in the
But at
pocket
least-
of Big
at
Broom
least he
Closet?
has The bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought. to
You'll never
himself.
take it.
As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Okay, well, that is it for the stream. Hello there, Backseat from the Edit here. Well done for making it through an entire stream, or maybe even an entire playlist. If you weren't using these videos to fall asleep and are still awake, I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and here's some options if you want to watch some more. Bye-bye.